Billington tonight, owner of Trash Panda Decals. He's a friend of mine. And we're just going to talk, kind of chat about the business, about kayak fishing, and anything you guys want to talk about. So, Steve, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. It's just a cold Wednesday.
Cold Wednesday. Yeah, I've been pretty busy lately, huh?
Oh my God. Yesterday was wild.
Yeah.
I think I made 37 identifiers yesterday.
Oh, geez.
Like designed and pressed. And yeah, it was like one after another.
That's impressive.
It was something.
Yeah. What's going on, Silver Punk?
He's always in the chat.
Yeah, he's always watching. You guys are always hanging out. So, any big plans for 2026 from Trash Panda Decals?
Man, I'm going to go get lost. Like a lot. I guess that's not so much about the decals. It is about like my fishing plan, but fishing always comes first. So
Panda Steve, that's a new nickname right there.
Panda Steve. Not a nickname I ever thought I would have.
Yeah. So Danny shared the post that you were going to be on tonight, and you're holding this ugly looking fish. What is that?
Oh, it's a buffalo. I hate that fish. You know what the sad part is? I think that's probably the biggest fish that I caught in 2025. But I hate that fish because I can still smell it in my garage. That fish, it's never going to leave my bibs. Nothing I do is ever going to get that off of my float suit. And every time I go out there, I don't smell it every time. But every now and then, I'm just like, that's that buffalo. My net still smells like buffalo, which I don't know how because it's a new net. Like the basket's been replaced, but the frame is the same. So it's all buffalo. Can't get rid of it. It is hideous.
Catfish are kind of bad like that for me. They kind of stink up.
Yeah, the catfish smell goes away though.
Yeah, eventually it does.
The buffalo.
Snack. Andrew said you're looking like a snack, and Thad said looking like you ate all the snacks. So that's got some trash talk going on.
Yeah, in the I saw that looking like he ate the snacks, and I thought he meant the buffalo. I think he was talking about me. Buffalo, Steve.
Oh, God.
It was a nice fish. I think that thing was almost 8 pounds.
Yeah,
it was up there.
It was a big fish. What's up, John?
On a lipless crankbait on like 14-pound fluoro.
What crankbait? Which one?
What's the one that starts with an N? Nomad.
Nomad. Okay.
Nomad.
What color was it?
Chartreuse.
Chartreuse. Just straight solid chartreuse.
Mostly, yeah. I don't know. It's in a tree on an undisclosed river now, so I can't show it to you. But yeah, it was like chart and black.
Okay. So back to Trash Panda. What gave you the idea to make the double up identifiers?
Chad Davidson did. Davison. I always put a D in there that doesn't actually belong there. Chad, I started making the normal size ones, and Chad was like, do you think you can make one that's like double? And I was like, is anybody going to want that? It just seems so big, and he wanted it. So I was like, yeah, let's try it. And then once he had one, everybody wanted one. It was like cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
And now I do more of those than anything. And I have people asking me to do one that's like even wider, even taller. And to this point, I've just kind of been like, no, it's just
an 8x10 on the hanging from.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's already 8x4. So you want to go 10 or 6? Like it gets to be a little much. And if the demand's enough, eventually I'll have to cave, but I'm not trying to put billboards in these kayaks.
Yeah, no, I know. I get it. I mean, that's kind of what I do it for, though. It's kind of for the billboard, really,
You've already got billboards because you got those screens.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to have something in the backdrop, you know what I mean? Instead of doing like tagging and, I got this from here and this from there. You just kind of show them in the backdrop, and if somebody wants to ask where you got something, then you can tell them.
Well, that's kind of how I'm actually really glad that Chad had asked for the wider one, because I was doing just 2 standard size cards when I first started. And that was cool because you had your identifier and then like your little sponsors. but it was hard to cram everything on those little cards, and sometimes one would pop off. And yeah, this really just became a whole different animal once the double up came along.
Half the size of the edgeboard.
I mean, he's not wrong. Hang on. Like, let me back up. I mean, he's not really wrong.
It's big.
And
I like them. I've got mine right here. I've got.
Yeah. Look how pretty it is, though. Yours is prettier. Mine.
Really happy.
This is my new one, and it has not even seen a fish yet. Yeah, and I was telling Holly earlier, I already want a new one. Like, I've got 16 more ideas.
And then I went ahead and when you came out with this, what is this, the freestyle holder?
Yep. Double up free, or the dumpster lid freestyle.
I had this idea as soon as I saw that, was to, hang this in the backdrop somewhere under my grass, whatever, from the captain's bridge, whatever, and just kind of put that on there. And have that just kind of hanging out in the backdrop. And
well, that was Andrew's idea, Andrew Blair. And I was like, when he first wanted to do that, I was like, who's going to want that? And then it's like an earworm. It goes in the brain. And then like 3 weeks later, I'm like, I want that. So, so like this identifier is only on the catch board because I was out in the RVR 119, but in the PWR, I've got it down on the floor on the delete plate. It's not even on my board. Yeah. I just put it on for the RVR because there's no great place the way I have the RVR set up for a freestyle.
Nice. And you make them for the boards too, because I've got one of those right here too.
Yep, that's what's on the Catch X.
So, and you just decided to do that because I think I know why, but
well, the main reason,
something a little better, something.
So when you're dealing, even with the smaller cards, but especially these bigger ones, especially when like fish get to flapping and whacking around, the Velcro just isn't the greatest. But this ain't coming off. So ours comes pre-drilled with a hole in the ID plate, and then all you got to do is match it up to your identifier, pop a hole through, and then use a 1/4-inch screw. And I use a wing nut on the back so I can quick swap them out. Yeah. But it's just all about security. This thing's not going anywhere.
No, not at all.
You'll bend the identifier before it comes off. Then you just whack it back.
I've missed some stuff here. Let's see. You showed us in the TFC chat, and we all scooped them up instantly before you even saw full time. And he's talking about these because I did my first. Well, I ordered a KBF card originally, and then they changed them. And right when they changed them, you came out with the double up. So I ordered the KBF double up, and because we were all fishing a ton of KBF stuff at the time, and then I made kind of like a custom one with a KBF card, and then one for our local club, and now I have this one, just because not everybody requires one, and I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. And we brainstorm stuff like that in our group chats all the time. So,
and that I don't have mine's a freestyle. I was about to say I don't have a freestyle sitting here. So like that's kind of how the freestyle came around, where you just kind of you're not adhered to like Dane here. He's using the camo identifier because he needs one, but so like the freestyle is nice because I would say the majority of clubs now don't actually require their own identifier. The majority of them are like, write on whatever you want.
Right. And that's like even like our local Georgia Bass Nation kayak series, you can still write it on your hand.
Mm-hmm. Which I never understood that. I sweat too much for that.
Yeah. I did it at first, and then it was like, okay, I gotta get something.
Well, and I need gloves. The fish are always getting away from me. I have very smooth, sensitive hands. Like they just right out from under them.
And then Silverpunk said he's never caught a buffalo, but I was always told don't ever catch one.
Oh, God, it's the worst. I think I caught that back in that was my birthday. So I caught that November 28th, and I can still smell it.
And then Andrew said your identifiers were too cheap. Are too fancy and cheap and shouldn't show sponsors.
Well, what Andrew's referring to, so I had somebody yesterday leave a comment, and they were promoting a brand, a competitor, and that part I don't really care about. Like, it's America. That's the beauty of America. There's, competitors. But the point he was making is that my identifiers are too busy. There's too much on them. Their sponsor logos. And it was kind of like a purist point. He was like, identifier should be about the code,
Oh
nothing
yeah.
else. Well, we do have those. So here's a KBF one. It's the identifier and nothing else, not even my company logo. So for less than my competitors, I do sell a basic one and I don't put my name on it. So
I
we
do.
got something for everybody.
I've got one of those outside. That's that with my name on the bottom of it. And that
Yep.
was the first. It was the very first one I got.
I got them from about as basic as it gets to whatever somebody can think up.
Oh, Larry said, Steve sent me a proof of my newest one earlier today. Amazing. Yeah, I feel like
Yep.
they get better and better. Like even the print quality of them, every time I
Mhm.
get a little bit better.
I would show you Larry's, but it's already in the envelope with the label on it, sealed
Oh
up,
yeah.
ready to go out tomorrow. Yeah, the quality when I got the MacBook, the quality went through the roof. Like the relationship between the MacBook and my printer is like night and day compared to the other one.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Silverpunk said he needs a license plate size identifier to have room for all the codes.
I mean, I always go the wrong direction. That's a license plate blank right there.
Just get
Don't threaten,
double
don't threaten
ups.
me with a good time.
Get 2 double ups. Get a dumpster lid for your board and a freestyle dumpster lid, and you can have 4 cards. Really, technically, at up to
As,
4.
as soon as I make a license plate size one, even as a joke, there will be no putting the genie back in the bottle because kayak anglers want everything, even if they don't need it. They just see it and they want it.
Shem for real said, Steve, what do you think about the PWR?
You know, I would say it's the greatest kayak ever made, but I have to now question myself because Andrew Blair said it's not.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we can go against Andrew. It's the greatest kayak ever made. I love the PWR, but I'm not gonna lie, he's really got me looking at the Titan.
Yeah, dude. I've been looking at them since they came out, and I wish that I knew they were coming out because I would have waited and not got the Slayer. Not that I don't like the
Mhm.
Slayer, right? I love that. I love the Slayer. I'll never get rid of it. But I wish I would have known that Titan X was coming because I
I
would have
would
waited. I really want one, and I'm probably going to get one soon.
I would like I know that the majority of the time I would not use that pedal drive. I would like to have it. What really jumps out about the Titan when I look at it versus the PWR is first I either need to buy the swivel seat upgrade and then modify it to be the way I want, or make my own custom frame, which is the direction I was kind of leaning. So it's got the swivel seat, but when you look at it, at least from the photos that Andrew posts, it's like deeper in the floor from the sides, and that just little bit of difference could really make it could be a big difference when it comes to dealing with some of the fish and stuff.
It is. The Slayer is deep like that. The Slayer Max, and
Hmm.
one of my favorite things about it. It's one of the reasons I got it. And with the plugs out, if you got a little more weight in the front or whatever, then you can have some standing water like at your feet.
Hmm.
But in the summertime, I mean, it feels pretty good. And if you don't like it, you can always put the scupper plugs in, and
I've
it'll
got
stay.
standing water in the PWR.
Yeah.
I like it in the summer, but sometimes you got to bounce up and down and get the pee out because, like, you're not always hitting the scupper. So
Yeah.
sometimes it just like all of a sudden you realize that you're. I call it the swimming pool. It's where I wash my feet and stuff. But sometimes the swimming pool gets a little yellow, and then you got to stand up and bounce so it flushes it out.
Rock it around.
Yeah,
Get some fresh water in there.
got to flush the PWR every now and then.
Silverpunk said he bolted a dink to the top of his double up. I mean, he's excited. Or he's stacked. Okay. I
Yeah.
know he said the other one was at the bottom of the lake. I think he said Lake Sinclair, the first
Ooh.
one.
I haven't lost one in the water yet, but a couple people have because people had asked me about putting the uh, like foam on the back to make them float. But my response is always the same. Even with that foam, if it hits at an angle, it's going down. Like before you can get it's going in. It has to hit flat or mostly flat for that to even save it. But the simple solution is just stop using Velcro. Bolt it to the holder. It
Yeah,
doesn't need to have foam when it's bolted.
100%. And
And
I
if you're
have
using a double up, bolt it.
I got to drill this one. I saved my bolt though out of my old one that I had on the leaderboard because that's why I had to get this because I've got the catch board now. We're not. I won't read Thad's comment, but you can see that one on your own.
You
Yeah,
know,
one.
I don't do that ever since my surgery.
Shay, I'm gonna get rid of the XTR and get a PWR. Is that what that's gonna be?
The the XTR is just a little much. I
It's a
don't begrudge anybody, but boy
it's big,
howdy, that's a lot of boat.
a lot of kayak. You know what I mean? And so is the Titan X, but I really like that thing, man. I like the way it feels on the water. I like the way it looks. I like the way, like mentally,
Hmm.
the deep floor, the high gunnels, and I'm starting to feel like the XTR is too much kayak. It is a lot of kayak, and Sam is not a very big dude either. So
I'm not gonna lie, if they modified the XTR to where you could drop their pedal drive into it, I might be tempted. Because then you could have the really big, like the PWR is great. I don't miss pedals. The hammer would be great because having the option to have the pedals with you that day would be great. XTR gives you both, like XTRP, the XTR pedal.
yeah. Yeah, and I agree with Andrew. He said it's not though, just the front. It's narrow. It is, and it's narrow, and it kind of like an arrow, like a head.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say what I think it looks like, but if you've seen it, you can kind of get the idea.
Sham said it's a money pit. If it's a money pit, I guess it really is a boat.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
That
It's
might be
just
the determining factor.
it's big and it's heavy, man. It's a lot of plastic to be throwing and pushing around or anything like that. If you got back problems or shoulder problems or anything else that some guys have that they might use a kayak for so that they can not beat themselves up.
I just don't want to work that hard. Because, like, I mean, I trailer, but there's sometimes some places I go where I've got to get the PWR off. Like, there's one ramp I can think of where the ramp stops about 30 feet before the water a lot of the summer, and you're just never going to get far enough in to float off. So I don't want to do that with an XTR.
Okay, so everybody knows you for these, and
Hmm.
this is what probably your number one seller. But what else do you do? What else does Trash Panda do?
My day job, I work for a health system. I'm a security systems coordinator. So for a hospital network, I deal with all the access control, cameras, things of that nature. Got my wedding coming up May 30th. So I'll,
Congratulations.
thank you. Officially be a married man pretty soon here. I already use words like wifey.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty simple life. I only work 3 days a week, and I'm off every other week for 6 days. So I do
Oh,
a
no.
lot of fishing and a lot of identifiers.
Yeah. What other kind of products do you offer besides the identifier?
Oh, let's see. What are we up to now? So we've got the crumb collector, which is essentially a plastic jar, but it's really good for your used up baits and things like that. We've got the what are we calling that thing? The juice flight, the
Yep.
bait holder that you came up with. Uh, we've somebody just ordered the catch cradle. So like the RVR 119 is a good example. I think the Sholey or not the might not be. Yeah, it might be the Sholey. Has it also where the catchboard there's like a spot in the hull that's built in to rest it.
Yep.
The PWR doesn't have that obviously, but I like it in my RVR. So I have the catch cradle which screws into the side of the PWR and it has like the same effect. And I do metal photos and stuff like this one
Those.
here. I'm looking at doing poster size metal at some point this year, maybe like a
Yep.
24 by 24.
Do like your PB, holding up your PB, get that done. That's nice. I see the
Hmm.
license plate behind you too. I like
Yeah, and
that.
that one's actually kind of faded out and crummy. That's how it ended up on my wall. It didn't press quite right, but
Okay.
yeah.
So why a raccoon?
So, man, it's been years now. my buddy Chaco was getting married, and for his bachelor party, he wanted to have a fishing trip, and we're near the Mississippi River. So there's this spot not too far from us where there's like this concrete barrier that goes way out into the river, and it creates like this pinch point between a plant and like where you can go through. So it's just a big concrete barrier, and people go out there and fish and have bonfires and stuff. So that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to go have a camping trip and fish. So we're out there and we're fishing for catfish and stuff. We got all these lines out, and we're drinking moonshine and just having a really irresponsible grand old time. And I caught a flathead. I think it was like 10 or 12 pounds. It was a decent sized flathead. And I decided I was going to keep it. So I put it on a stringer, tied it off, and I was just letting it swim around. So we just keep working our way down the barrier. And a couple hours later, we come back, and I can see like in my headlamp, my flathead like in the rocks, but it's like up on the barrier. And my buddy Smith, he talks like this. He's like a real redneck. He's like, "Oh, dang on flathead done jumped up on the barrier." And I'm like, "Flathead, did they jump?" Like I listen, I know I wasn't a freshwater guy growing up, but I'm like, I don't think catfish jump. I could be wrong. So it turned out this raccoon had come down and it got a hold of the stringer and it reeled it in. And we know because it's sitting there with the stringer wrapped around its hand, and half my flathead is gone. It's just chewing on it. So I'm like, "Hey man, like get up here, get away from my fish." And he just looked at me like, and I was like, "Oh," like, okay. So he takes off into this tree, and I'm just chucking rocks at him because I'm intoxicated and I'm angry. So I'm chucking rocks at him, and it just became like the funniest story. I didn't get to eat any of that fish. He like tore it up, and it's just flapping. Like half of it's still missing, and it's on the concrete barrier. So I put this thing out of its misery, and I've got what's effectively a head and some chewed up meat on a stringer. And I'm just like, so I threw it over into the woods and let the panda finish it off. I'm like, "Here, you can climb down out of your tree and get it." But so I just, from that moment on, I just kind of had a thing with trash pandas. And when it came time to do the business, I don't know, it kind of came to me from somewhere. I don't really know where. It was just kind of there.
I like it. So, you fish too, obviously, right?
Hmm.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite bodies of water, or styles? Like, what do you like to do?
I'm a power fisherman at heart. I'm trying to get better at that, but I like stuff I can throw out and reel back. So that up until last year, that was a chatterbait. 99.9% of the time, throw it out, reel back. The same chatterbait, the same color, the same trailer, over and over and over. It didn't matter what the conditions were. And I would get what I called angry bites, where something would eat it eventually just to make me go away. But so I like spinner baits, chatter baits, underspins. Spinner bait might be my favorite now.
Yeah.
It's brought me both of my PBs. So I mean that was kind of cool. That exact spinner bait. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. That exact spinner bait hanging up there.
Right there. Yep. So
Yeah,
you
brought me
retire
both.
your lures. You retire your lures, so you have them
That's the
forever.
that's
That.
the first one I've ever retired.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
because I it caught that PB there. That's a 22-inch largemouth, and
Nice.
then that was my old PB Smalley, but my new PB Smalley is a 20 and a half, and
Yeah.
I didn't even realize at first that I caught that Smalley on the exact same spinner bait until I got to looking into it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" A couple of
What
years
what
apart.
what color is that? Like a white and chartreuse? What was that?
Yeah. Hang on.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't see it very good. Very good.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Can't remember who makes this one. Dobbins.
Okay. And what's your trailer on those? You run a trailer at all on your spinnerbait?
No,
You
I
don't?
never have. I should, but
No.
to be honest, I probably have thrown a spinner bait. If I've made 200 casts with a spinner bait, I think that would be overshooting it.
Oh,
I,
really?
that's about to change.
Okay.
But yeah, that's how I knew it was the same one because I don't own another one in that color. And I've only bought spinner baits one time.
Yeah.
So I was able to go back. I was able to go back and verify that I had bought that one on that order, and I'm like, "Oh, I've never bought any others. It's got to be the same one." And then I got to looking at the video, and I could tell even like some of the damage on it. I'm like, "That's the same dang one."
I throw them a lot. I throw a lot of spinner baits in the summertime. at night. A big, heavy Colorado blade. It's a black and blue with some chartreuse on it, and it's got a nickel black Colorado blade on it. And I throw it with a trailer. I'll throw it with a paddle tail or an MRE. Always black and blue also. And sometimes I'll dip the tails a little bit in the garlic, the chartreuse garlic. And but that's like my go-to at night in the summertime.
Do they work better for you with the trailer on there?
I don't know. I've never really thrown it without, but I know some of the older guys on here that I've watched and like listened to and talked to and stuff. In the wintertime, when the water's cold, they don't throw a trailer, but in the summertime they do. So I don't, it's like a water temperature thing for some of them. I've got some questions up here that I was kind of looking at. Let's see. You ever thought about making awards for tournaments?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so it really depends. With the metal plates, I don't feel like I could do anything all that exciting. I'm in this weird spot where it's like, what direction do I invest in next? So it's like, do I go bigger on the press and stuff and start doing like metal posters, or do I go towards laser engraving and start cutting out awards and stuff? And it's like this weird balance. And I think I get asked about awards fairly often. I definitely want to upgrade the 3D printer, not to get too crazy with the stuff I 3D print, but really just to make the prints faster and more efficient. The one that I have now has been running nonstop for days. Days.
How's the sales on the ID card holders and stuff?
Pretty good. I tell you where the big uptick came is I started what I call the newborn kit a couple months ago. They let you get one of the basic identifiers with your name on it and identifier holder. I think it's $25, give or take. So it's a good deal for somebody that doesn't have anything yet, or doesn't have a holder and wants one to match. So that's made it pretty popular, and that definitely drove the dumpster lids up. What shocked me is I thought when I came out with the one for the leaderboard that was going to be the one that took off, just because I don't think the factory stuff for the leaderboard is great. And nobody, at least not at the time, made one like I do for the leaderboard. And I've sold a lot of them, but it didn't go crazy like I thought it would. And I'm almost thankful for that.
I liked mine.
Yeah, it works great. I've got one on, I don't use my leaderboard anymore, but I've got one on there. Yeah. Definitely better than the factory.
Slide it up and down easily, you know?
Yep. And it doesn't break as easy.
Right. And even, I mean, some awards would be cool, even just like the size of a license plate too, even, you know what I mean? Get like the club logo and some other different graphic on there, and, you know, first place, big bass.
I haven't been asked about metal ones much. I've had a lot of people reach out and ask if I do the wood ones. But it's a whole other learning curve too. Like, that's the funny thing. When I started 3D printing stuff, I didn't know how to 3D print. I'd never done it in my life. Had never modeled anything. I don't know how to convert inches to millimeter. My computer does it for me. Like, I didn't know anything about it. When I started doing identifiers, didn't know anything about it. I just saw the identifiers that were available and nobody was doing what I wanted. So I was like, I'm going to figure out a way to do it. I actually reached out to what is now one of my competitors. I said, hey, this is what I'm looking to do. Like, can you do it? How much would it be? And he's like, yeah, that can't be done. I was like, oh, okay. And then I just didn't do anything for a couple of months with it. And then I circled back around to it around this time last year, maybe a little sooner. I was like, no, I'm going to find a way to make that happen. And here we are.
Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. Steven's got a question. Have you ever fished the Mississippi above the dam at
Keokuk? Keokuk. I think it's supposed to be a K. I have not. I have been, I don't know if it was that lock. I have been on a lock and dam tour that like the party bus went to. And listen, my friend Jess has taken me on a lot of great trips with her bus. That was a long one. Me and Kelly hadn't been dating that long either, and she went, and she didn't leave me after that. But I haven't fished. I haven't fished any of the locks or dams, or even up by Keokuk yet. The only area of the Mississippi I've really fished, other than that concrete barrier, is over by Quinsippy Island in Quincy, Illinois. But I definitely plan to get the kayak out more this year.
What kind of fishing you doing up there? What kind of fish are you looking for? Smallies, largemouths? What are we
Man,
fishing?
it's all bass anymore. I used to hate bass anglers. My buddy Christian wanted me to do some of the tournaments with him, and I was like, well, heck, I catch them every time when I'm trying to catch something else. How hard can it be? But man, these days, if I can go somewhere that's got smallmouth, I'm after smallmouth like all day, every day, pound for pound. Smallmouth is my favorite fish to catch, no question.
You ever caught spots?
So I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So I cannot tell you when I catch a bass if it's a spot or a largemouth. I can tell you if it's a large or a small, but like I'll catch them. And sometimes you'll see me out there just doing this on the tongue, trying to like figure it out. People probably think I'm doing weird stuff to the fish.
Yeah.
But I've actually sent them to my buddy's group chat and stuff before, just been like, is this one a spot? And they're like, I don't know. But like
No.
they're always trying to tell me the stuff to look for, and I
You can
can't.
usually
I don't
tell by
know.
where the jawline is. But yeah, that's the easiest way. Here, man, most of the largemouth don't have the spotted pattern on the side of them. They're just solid
Mhm.
green.
Yeah, I've had them with the spotted pattern where they got like a smooth tongue, and people are like, no, that's definitely a largemouth.
Yeah,
Um,
they do. I mean, yeah.
yeah, we have them. We don't have them like you guys have them, or at least not that I
Large
don't think we do.
spots. Yeah, we got. I mean, Lake Lanier is special. I love
I
that
want to
lake.
catch a shoal bass. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
we can do that here too. Yeah, you got to go on the river. But I mean, we can make it happen. We can make it happen for sure. These spots in Lanier will drag a smallmouth backwards by the tail. You
That's
dang
pretty
right.
funny.
You right, Eric. That's right.
That's that's uh that's quite a fish.
That's what I tell them. It's like spots are like smallmouth from the trailer park.
They're just like smallmouth are crazy. They're just out there deadlifting current all day long. If something can pull it backwards by the tail, that's a heck of a fish.
If you only knew someone who knows a lot about fish. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish I knew a guy like that.
Let's be honest. When is he ever available when we have actual questions?
He's usually available most of the
No,
time.
he's available.
Just giving you some trouble there, Thad. That's funny. Yeah, Eric, I agree. Spots are, I love them. I've never caught a smallmouth, so I can't compare to that. But the spots, man.
The
Sometimes
first smallmouth I caught changed my life.
some of these big spots, you don't know if you've got a striper or if you've got a spot.
The
Honest to
day
God.
the day I decided that I was going to go try and get a smallmouth, I traveled to a river that has them. And the first one I caught was probably in about, I don't know, an hour. It came way easier than I thought it would. And it was like 12 inches or something like that. The second one I caught was about a half an hour later, and it was that one. And that one's 19 on the money. And
Nice.
I was like, man, this is easy. And then somebody was like explaining to me like how long it takes a smallmouth to get to 19 inches and all that stuff.
A
And
long
like,
dude.
and how a lot of people don't have them around, don't find them like that. And I'm like, my second smallmouth ever in an hour was a 19. I chased another smallmouth that big for a year until I caught that 20 and a half. More than a
Man,
year.
yeah, I know it was crazy, like how old they are, like to get that big. But
Hmm.
even man, 19, that's a good fish, no matter what. If it's a spot, largy,
Hmm.
small one, it's a good fish. That's nice. That's awesome. Then bottom line outdoors says I'm thinking of doing my own kayak mounts. Is there a 3D printer you would suggest?
Yeah, I would get the bamboo A1. I wish that that's what or if you've got the money, you could go the next level up on the bamboos. They've got, I want to say it's the XC, and then they just put out another one that's H something. But I wish I would have got the bamboo A1 right from the jump. The A1 has auto leveling. Any printer you get, you want auto leveling. If you're manually leveling, I can promise you're going to regret it. That's what I do now. Once it's dialed, you don't have to level a lot, but usually you don't know you need to level until something starts going screwy. The A1, you can also get the combo add-on, and it lets you do multiple color filaments at once. That's probably what I'm going to upgrade to pretty soon here. Bamboo A1.
That's nice. And what material is it that you're printing on?
Everything I'm printing is PETG.
Okay.
You can anything you're going to do outdoors. There's various opinions on it, but if you're going to be using stuff in your kayak, you want PETG or PETG carbon fiber. I think carbon fiber is a little excessive, but it does look kind of cool.
Yeah, and that's for the UV and stuff, right?
Yeah, and the temperatures have a big to do with it. Like some stuff, I want to say it's TPU stays kind of pliable and it doesn't play well with heat.
This is our buddy cranking and yanking. Good to see you tonight, man. He says,
He heard us
Steve,
talking about
what,
screens.
what do you think about forward-facing sonar? Asking for a friend, asking for himself.
I don't have it. If somebody said here, I would probably use it. But when I step back and look at like the cost and stuff, there's other places I would rather spend that money. Um, I mean, there's no putting the cat back in the bag. It's only going to get more from here, but I mean, I think it's a good tool for eliminating dead water. But I'm not about the looking at this. The guys that are out there looking at the screen and all that. Not a fan of that. If you could roll up and be like, okay, they don't like this bait, switch it. They're not going to eat, move on. Like for a tournament guy, I think it's good for eliminating dead water.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking about taking my. I've got a what is that thing? A Lowrance 7. I'm actually thinking about just taking it off entirely. All I do with it is look at how fast I'm going and what the water temperature is.
Yeah, really,
I fished without it for a few months just because I was working on a new mount, and I didn't miss it.
Yeah, we put scope on the yaks now, Eric. Have print time improved with these printers?
So I don't really have a reference point because up until 9 months ago, 10 months ago, I had never 3D printed anything. I'll tell you with my printer, where is it? So this plate that bolts on here, this plate takes me about 3 hours to print, which is not fantastic. So that it definitely generates some lead time. But I'm betting that A1 probably knocked that thing out in less than an hour or pretty close. They're getting pretty efficient.
Silverpunk said, I said it, and he's talking about the screen, looking at the screen. I said the same thing, Steve. Now I can't keep my eyes off of it.
So what I'm hearing is that it's actually addictive and you're involuntarily drawn to it, which makes cranking and yanking right. And I don't think anybody should use it.
I mean, it's not. Mine died on tournament day, and I still went out and caught fish. Like it died right first thing in the morning, right after my first bite, and I still went out and caught fish with it. I didn't win, Would I have
Mm-hmm.
won with it? Probably not. I mean, you know what I mean? Probably would have caught the same fish, but
The fishing that I truly enjoy, it wouldn't do me any good for. It's what I'm going to do a lot more of this year. I like water that's like knee deep and less, and I'm out there dragging the RVR around, finding holes.
Yeah, you
I
are a
don't.
river.
I'm a river rat. I'd even go as far as to say I'm more like a creek rat.
Okay.
I just love getting out there and dragging that thing, just like that.
Yeah. You catch some big fish like that up here, or over here, wherever,
I'm
wherever,
catching some big fish like that down here
down here. Yeah.
or over here, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Might be like a lateral move. I'm probably up and over a little.
Very addictive. Yeah, I mean, you can easily go into what I call, and I called it zombie mode, right? And I did that with the lights too, because you can go up on those dock lights at night, and you can see big, I mean, massive fish just swimming through the water. Like you can see the fish. Like it's really.
Hmm. He's making it sound like addictive scares me because I remember when I was a teenager and internet videos became real popular. I couldn't stop staring at my screen either. If that's what forward facing sonar is going to be like, I don't need it. Never going to get me out of the kayak.
Yeah, you got to watch out for the zombie mode, man. And like I said, fish in the lights. You can see them swimming, like poor man's live scope is what I call it. But even with the scope, you've got to like really be on yourself because the time goes by fast when you're sitting there staring at them and watching
Poor,
them follow, and you're trying to work them, and next thing you know, you've been sitting there for an hour or more trying to
poor
fish.
man live scope is that cone that they have up on Lake Michigan. You
Oh,
ever
the
see that
flogger?
big thing? Yeah,
Yeah,
they stick their face down there and they're like, hey, there's a smallmouth 600 feet down on the bottom.
those things are hilarious. The joke the first time I saw somebody using one. Eric said he was in a bona fide. Ooh, excuse me. For a couple of years now, he's in a Nitro Z20 and won't give up his box. And he's talking about scope. I use it all times of the year, but when it's tough, it's priceless. I
Nitros
don't use it all times of year, but when it's tough, it's priceless. And he's
Nitro
absolutely
Z20. Who makes that kayak?
Nitro.
I bet there's a lot of glitter on that Nitro.
Man, I was actually looking at the Bass Pro catalog. I got the new Bass Pro catalog in the mail. It's like huge. It's like that thick. You know what I mean?
Woo.
Yeah, I mean, it was. The boats are tempting. They're not that. They've got some cheap ones, like cheaper ones. You know, they're not super fancy, but I mean, they're affordable. Like if the family
Yeah.
wanted a boat to go fishing together.
There's
But
a pretty reasonably priced boat. Just came out like a year and a half. What was that thing? Oh, the XTR.
what was the next live scope? Is a time warp when you first get it. Yeah, 100%, Eric. And then bottom line said, what was the next level up from the A1?
I want to say it's XC. If you go to Bamboo Labs, the website, it'll show you. It's an X something. I want to say it's XC1.
Yeah, it's a really, really big kayak.
Whatever the next one up from the A1 is what or at least what Josh at Source Crate used to use. And it was the one that he had recommended, but it was a little up there when I was first looking.
You
But
guys were talking 3D printers. All right,
yeah.
people on TikTok. I'm trying to watch the comments on my phone over here, so I'm trying to keep an eye on it. If you have a question, drop it in there and I can get it. Or you can hop over on YouTube and get into the chat with everybody else that's watching. We got 2 people over there. So Cody, Carson, the fishing in Georgia. I don't really know how the fishing in Georgia is right now. I haven't fished more than about 40 minutes this year. So I cannot answer that question. It's usually pretty good. I saw some big bags getting weighed in last weekend. We had elite Jeff Gustafson, Gussie. He was
Oh, there's
here.
a name I actually do know.
Yeah, he was here in town fishing a tournament on Lanier. Came in second place. Did real well. I don't think he caught big fish. I think another team, but if it wasn't those guys, then it was him. But I think it was somebody else caught big fish. But yeah, he came in second place. He said he loves Lake Lanier. He comes here anytime he gets a chance.
Now's a great time of year to catch big fish if you can get to them. Like if it's not frozen over, especially with a jig. Man, the big ones right now, this is my limited understanding, at least the area where I fish. They like to school up, but if you can get a jig in front of a fish this time of year, they're not going to strike right away. But all you got to do is just keep it in that strike zone and just wait for that instinct to take over. Like they're not going to pass up a high calorie, great meal this time of year. You just can't bring it past them too fast. You get a jig in front of a big fish this time of year, it's going to gobble it up.
Yeah, you got to be real slow. You got to let it marinate, let it soak.
Mm-hmm. I don't do well with slow. If I was out right now, I'd still be throwing a moving bait.
I can, man. I can just sit there and drag. Scope or no scope, I'm doing the same thing. I'm dragging something.
My slow fishing is like I cast it out, and then I burn it for a second, and let it sit there, and I'm like,
yeah, I'll hop it and stuff sometimes.
I just can't.
Reaction out of them. It was really cool. One time I'm sitting there, I'm dragging my jig through a brush pile, and I'm dragging, and I'll pull it up, and I'll feel like it'll kind of hang up on the branch, and I'll just let it go, and then I'll pop it back up. And when I popped it back up, I saw a fish follow it and chase it, and he didn't chase it really. He just kind of followed it real slow down to the bottom, and as soon as it hit the bottom, he smacked it. I just. It was awesome.
Yeah, I think they like to get it like when they're coming out like that. I think they like to get it when it's against the bottom because it's just harder for it to get away. It gives them that like end point to just drive into it.
Yeah, and they're down there right now. It's cold.
Yeah.
We get ditch fishing is really popular here. So a lot, it's like a drain or anywhere there was like a valley before the lake was made is a ditch,
Mhm.
and they get down there, man. And if you can find one that's got bait in it, there's going to be some big spots nearby, and they get in there, and you can catch some really big fish, and you could sit on it, and you catch 20 pounds, best 5 20 pounds, so 90 plus inches.
I mean, it's
And
not a bad day.
no, right, exactly, not a bad day at all.
That's
And
better than I put up in tournaments.
you can do that in one spot.
I'm in like the 45 to 50-inch club when I fish events, somewhere in there. Usually with 5 fish.
Oh God, that 5 fish, 40 inches, good day.
Yeah. I'm like, I got a limit. Yeah. Who cares if they're all 9 inches?
Yeah, that too, Eric. You can get bit here burning crankbaits right now too. Pretty good.
Here too. This is crankbait weather for sure.
The rock crawler is really popular this time of year. Stitching a jig. Yeah, I just sit there and just kind of pop that thing, man. Just drag that sucker.
The A-rig's real popular right now too. I can't get down with it. It looks like a real headache.
All kinds of different variations. It just looks kind of tiring. You know what I mean? I'll throw it there like it's the same thing with like a big swim bait. I'll throw it 4 or 5 times, and I'm like, all right, I want to catch fish.
I wouldn't mind chucking out like 8 MREs at one time though. That seems kind of appealing.
Yeah, get some set. I took my kayak out one time, caught a fish, took it home and sold it. Oh man, that sucks. I guess it just wasn't for you. It's not for everybody, but at least you tried.
Yeah, I get not everybody likes happiness, I guess. You caught a fish. How could you hate it?
I always say that kayak fishing isn't for everybody, but everybody should try it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's kind of funny. Really, since COVID, like the last couple of years here, kayak fishing has gone from like something that's just like about access people did because like they could whatever. Now it's becoming this thing like you see people on YouTube doing it. You didn't used to have that. It used to just be like I can't afford a boat and this cheap thing is here. And now it's like we're popular.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, he said he's going to be getting a better one.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't really a fishing kayak, so that's why I sold it. Okay,
Oh,
so
he didn't want to go swimming. Fair enough.
you liked it, wanted something better. That's awesome, man. Well, if you ever got any questions, feel free to reach out.
Yep.
That's my handle. How do I get right there?
Yep, there you go.
Right there.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like,
same with Steve,
which
man.
direction?
He's Trash Panda Decals, Steve Billington Fishing. So you can reach out to either one of us, man, if you ever have any questions about anything.
100%.
And then Eric says, I honestly wish the boat tournaments would adopt the kayak photo method for tournaments. That was my favorite part of the yak tournaments. Yep.
Louder for those in the back.
Yep.
Throwing fish in a live well, driving around the boat and dumping them is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I don't get it. How are we still doing that in 2026?
Yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
I don't get it.
Like summertime and bed season and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's go pull them off the beds and drive them around all day, hold them up so everybody can cheer for them, and then just throw them back in.
And throw them back in the water. Or even not on tournament day, just to do it for a picture at the boat ramp.
If you have to make and sell chemicals to try and help keep the thing in your live well alive so that you can hold it up for a crowd, you're doing the wrong thing. Put it back in the water.
I agree with that. So he said he got all wet.
That's fair.
Got all wet. It sucked. Other than that, I did love it, but needed a better paddle and yak. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You gotta. Being comfortable is the best and is the most important thing to me.
I didn't own a kayak that kept me. I've been doing it for almost 33 years now, and I did not own a kayak that kept me dry until like 2019, beginning of 2020.
Hey, you're old.
I am, dude. I'm old. I'm 41, and I started when I was 8. I know I don't look 41, except for this year. This year looks 41. But
Okay, so were you born this handsome, or was it acquired over time?
oh no, I was born like this. No,
That's funny.
all of my beauty and doofiness came by pretty naturally.
I hook set myself out of an SS 127 in 50-degree water once. That's what sent me towards the boat side. Well, god dang, dude. That's kind of a tough one to hook set yourself out of, too.
How do you hook set you got to drop another comment. How do you hook set yourself out of a kayak? Because I don't know if I'm envisioning hook set, but it wasn't actually there, or did he
Dang,
hook set himself and like off the side? 'Cause I'm a
maybe
hook set in
dang
full.
it, off the back.
That's a good tip. Make sure you get your board wet.
Yeah, you gotta
It also helps keep them settled down.
do all of that. Your net, make sure you dip your net. Don't just
Mhm.
pull the fish out and drop them in a net.
I can tell you from experience in a tournament in the middle of the summer, I lost my best fish of the day off the board because I didn't get it wet. And it didn't even occur to me when it hit that board how hot it was.
Yeah,
Whether it's plastic, metal, whatever, you wouldn't want to be on. It's like throwing them on asphalt. So
even
get that
winter,
thing wet.
even in the wintertime, like it protects the slime coat, like he said too.
Hmm.
You saw that giant my PB, that giant largemouth I caught in the summertime. Just it had like blotches all over it. Like it was weird. And that's one of those fish that people say, I feel like, they say, oh, that's from sunscreen, people handling them with
Didn't
sunscreen.
didn't Thad tell us it had something to do with the slime coat?
Yeah, he did. He did. Every
Yeah.
biologist I've ever heard says the same thing. It's so I feel like that's kind of what it is. Wet the board in the summer so it don't burn them. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yep.
Wet it in the summertime so it don't burn them. But even in the summertime, just or even in the wintertime, because you want to protect that slime coat no matter what. You really should be wet your hands. Yeah, the rubber net, and make sure your net's in the water when you pull them up and put them
Hmm.
in. Um, all that stuff, man. You want everything to be wet.
The way I compare the temperature for people is I'm like, if you're in your kayak, I'm barefoot in my kayak all year until it gets cold. And I'm like, if you're in your kayak, eventually the bottom of the kayak gets hot and your feet don't like it. That's why you pee in the kayak because it's gotta be wet. You gotta have something to cool your feet off. So I'm like, you don't want your feet burning on the kayak. Why would you want to burn the fish on the board? And it's
So
something that I did, not even thinking about it.
here you go, and here's proof. He said he's seen a few fish that he caught and measured on a dry board, and he thinks it gave him a patch-like rash or something. See, and
Yep,
that's
I could
good.
see that.
That. So yeah, make sure you wet your. Yeah, now I always wet my board. Good for you.
Me
Good.
too.
That's good.
And wash your board. But which
Yeah.
I'm setting a bad example because this one is absolutely horrendous right now. Like you can see all that on there. But what I do is anytime the board starts to get grody or I'm already washing the kayak, I take the power washer and I just run the power washer right down it, gets all those little grooves with the measuring and everything cleaned out and makes it easier for your tournament director not to DQ you or take some size off.
Nice. I use a little bit of dish soap and a sponge, and I wash it in the kitchen sink.
Hey, that works too.
I wash it. Everybody probably thinks that my wife would kill me, but no, she doesn't mind.
I've washed mine in the shower before.
Yeah. You didn't shower with it, did you?
No, I did. I was already going to be in there anyway. I used my daughter's loofah. Scrubbed it.
That's messed up. He said, Eric, about the SS 127. He leaned too far back off the seat. Too far back on the
Oh,
backside. Okay.
I've done that where you hook set and then things get a little sketchy. I've done that. I feel you. I'm also really good at hook setting and one of my feet slipping, where I think I've got my feet planted right, and the next thing I know, I'm like kicking stuff and losing my balance.
He said he caught the fish, though.
That's what matters.
Don't
I
know.
I caught an 18 something when I flipped my Pro Angler 14. Hooked it, fell, flipped the whole kayak over, and I'm upside down dealing with everything. And I've just got the rod in my hand. I'm not even thinking about it. And all of a sudden, it's like dunk, 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 dunk. I'm like, that dang old fish is still there. So I walked over to near the bank where it was like swampy mud, and I reeled him in, and I jammed the handle of the rod down in the mud and gave him enough line to keep him swimming in circles. And I'm like, you just stay there. And when I finally got the kayak and everything up on the shore, he's just still over there splashing. So I climbed back in the kayak with him, put the board on the floor, got a picture, and submitted him. I sent a message to the TD. I said, just so you know, I said, this fish was photoed in the kayak while the kayak was on the bank. I said, but it was full of water. And I sent him the video, and he was like, that fish counts. He's like, if anybody argues it, we'll show him the video. That the fish counts.
Shay, I was thinking it. You said it. I was thinking it, but you said it.
What'd he say?
About you having your measuring board in the shower.
I've done worse things in the shower.
Oh, jeez. That's funny.
Somebody else said they took it in their shower, too.
Yeah. Get some said. So anybody in the chat got any questions for Steve tonight? Or are y'all gonna make me ask all of them? So no fishing right now. When do you get to fish again? Like what's
I'm hoping maybe next Thursday or Friday. Okay. It's still gonna be cold, but I've got a warm water lake, a power plant lake, about an hour and change away. So if I can't get out on something around here I want to fish, I might just go out there. It just depends. This time of year, I fish more for the content than anything, because no matter how much content I bank over the course of the year, it's never enough to get me through. So like, I've got a video scheduled this Saturday and next Saturday, and then I don't have anything unless I go into the archive and create something. So I'll go out there and suffer for the content.
Yak bass off of subject. Not at all, man. He's not finding a link to the identifier holders.
So if you go to trashpandadecals.com, you'll see aluminum identifiers right at the top. If you click that, it'll show you all the identifiers and the identifier holders. Trashpandadecals.com.
Get some said, nice. I always wanted to fish one of those lakes.
Yeah, it's I hate white bass, swipers, whatever they call those things. I always call them the wrong thing. Stripers, where I grew up, was on the salt water, and it's a whole different animal. Some people call them white bass. Some people call them stripers. Maybe there's two different things. I don't know, but
hey, there is two different things. There's white bass, there's striper, and then
these are white bass. I think
kind of like a hybrid between the two.
These are either wipers or white bass, but it's called Thomas Hill in Macon, and it's where everybody goes this time of year. It'll always be busy because it's got the warm water arm, and it's like it never freezes, so there's not. If you go during the week, it's not too bad. You go on the weekend, it's pretty busy, but they're angry. But I can go out there in the middle of winter while it's snowing, and I can go throw a chatterbait and just swing on those things all day long.
That's cool.
Can't really get mad about that.
Yeah. That kind of sounds like those areas where Andrew and Chris fish over there in South Carolina. It's like Andrew will be waxing them on a buzzbait in December.
Yeah, but he goes out and fishes in some community lake. Like Gertrude's out there feeding the fish with pellets. I think
that's his fish tank.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's like a bathtub with fish in it. Lots of pickerel though.
Steve, what's your opinion on allowing 2 motors in kayak tournaments?
I've got 2 motors on my PWR. I think it's fantastic. I honestly, when I had 1 motor, if you can only have 1 motor, I'm all about the bow mount. I want the spot lock. But when I only had the bow motor, I never really cared. Like when I saw people with 2 motors, I never felt like I was disadvantaged. I got the NK 180 for the RVR 119. But I went ahead and just set up the PWR with it also, so I can move it back and forth between them. And it's pretty nice to have both motors and be able to just run and gun all day with the NK 180 and then just spot lock when I get somewhere. And I can get, I think it was 7 and change miles an hour I got out of the PWR when I was running both of them, which really made me giggle. But yeah, I've got no problem with 2 motors. I think it's great.
Yeah, I don't see it as I don't know, man. Motors don't catch fish.
No. Motors, live scope, none of this stuff catches fish. One of the best hammers we have around here was paddling up until a year ago, and he was waxing people.
Yeah.
absolutely waxing them.
And then you got guys like Paris Edwards for KBF Tennessee. He's like, I want to say 5-time back to back to back, like
Something like that. Paris is a stick.
AOY. Yeah, AOY for the club, and he don't even have a graph on his yak. I don't think he just fishes. And he
I don't
fishes.
know why I have one. I don't know how to. I only know how to read the temperature and the speed. I don't know what anything else. I'm like, hey, look at that blob. I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't even know why I have one.
Hey Wade, I'm eyeing that Garmin Force. I think it's awesome. I'd love to use one, but it's a little out of my price range.
I listen. I sound a little like an old codger when I say this because I realize I come from a time in kayak fishing when we didn't have all this stuff. Okay, if you wanted a rod holder or something else, you were making it happen. There was no yak attack, none of this stuff. So I really enjoy the innovation and the kayaks you can build and the cool stuff out there. But kayak tournament fishing is turning this into bass boat fishing very quickly. And the Garmin is, in my opinion, very expensive, and anglers are just throwing money at it. And every time a company comes out with something that's thousands of dollars and you throw money at it, you incentivize them for the next thing to be even more expensive. And there's no putting the cat back in the bag. There's no getting people to stop buying them. But I think that it's overpriced. And I think that kayak fishing is quickly becoming kayak tournament fishing, which is becoming bass fishing. And it's just so commercialized now.
Yeah.
So I don't begrudge it. If people have it, like it, great. Out of pure principle, I'm not buying that thing. Now, if Garmin says, "Hey, we want to give this to you, go try it out," I'm gonna put it on there.
Yeah.
But I'm not buying it.
I
And
don't.
they're not giving me one.
It doesn't fit my needs. I don't really need a stern motor at all, really. That if I had a riverboat, it'd be different. Maybe I'd have one on that. Maybe if I have a Titan, I'll do a 2-motor deal. But I don't see it happening, really, honestly. Will there ever be a limit on the size of the kayak in tournaments? There already is. It's 14 feet because of the PA 14. I'm pretty sure that's where most people cap it. It's 14 feet.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
If they would have asked me that question before the XTR came out, I would have said that we're pretty much like there's no reason to go beyond 14.
Right.
But now you have the XTR, and that's nothing as bona fide. Anybody who knows me, I'm a bona fide sycophant. I love bona fide. Big Adventures. I love the brand. But why not go a little big? Like that's what they're going to look at. People came to the XTR so fast. Well, what if we went a little more of this? So it's like, where do you stop with what a kayak is and with the motors and everything else? I think the second that you have a boat that you can't go paddle, you're too big. Like if you can't get in your boat and go paddle it like a kayak and fish from it, it shouldn't be allowed in the tournament.
And
So
that's
if
one of the things,
all your motors and everything die, you should still be able to go fish it like a kayak.
that's one of the things I like about Andrew's reviews that he does, because the first thing he does when he gets out there is he paddles that thing around. He paddles it through grass, he paddles it over grass mats and stuff like that. Because
Has anybody else flipped an XTR? I don't think they have.
I don't think so.
I think he's the only one.
Okay, and Shay said it's the stern spot lock fire. Okay, so here's the stern spot lock issue for me. Is I like to point myself in the wind with the wind blowing at me, and I like to cast into the wind and bring my bait back with the water. The stern spot lock is going to spot lock you the opposite. So you're going to be casting with the wind and bringing your bait back against the current flow. And that I don't like that. Maybe it works for some people, but I would rather cast into the wind and bring my bait back with the current.
I tell you why I don't like stern spot lock. So I call my XI3 ass hat. That's its name.
Yeah,
I fight. You'll hear it in the videos all the time. When ass hat decides to spaz out because spot lock will, I don't care what motor it is, it will spaz out. I can see it coming. When that thing decides it's going to try and buck me out of the kayak, I can see it coming. When my back is standing, or the motor's behind my back and I'm not paying any attention to it, I'm going to end up in the water.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
And has done it one time. It was like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, and I had 13, 14-pound striper laying in the deck of my boat, and I would always spot lock while I handled them, right? And I'm handling him, I'm doing my thing, and I can just hear the motor making this weird noise. I look up at it, and the cord is wound around it so tight. And I'm
Yep.
like, well,
Looks like it's about to break.
I start hitting buttons on it, and it just goes, whoa, and just takes off full blast. Luckily, it wasn't like a straight up turn. It was kind of straightforward. And I scrambled, reached back, hit the breaker, cut it off. It took a few restarts to bring it back, but I haven't had an issue with it since.
So the reason my buddy Christian, I have one of the best spaz stories ever, and it wasn't even the motor's fault. So his was spazzing out all the time. It wouldn't spot lock right. And the way they're manufactured, long story short, if the wires up in the head aren't routed, you know this, around the post and everything the way they're supposed to be, they cause interference with that GPS module. So I took his motor for him. I put it on the PWR. I fixed all the wiring, redid it, and then I went out fishing. And to make my life easier, I just paired my remote to his motor. So I go out fishing. There's not a problem with it. I give it back to him. He goes fishing a bunch of times. No problems. He's loving this motor. The two of us get together in like February or March, and we go to that warm water lake, and it's cold. So we just launched. I'm playing with my foot steering because I had just installed the source steer foot steering, trying to get it right. And while I'm doing it, I'm not paying any attention to Christian. And I got the remote in my hand, and I'm controlling my motor. And I hear Christian yelling. And I look up, and he's like spinning in this circle. He's like holding on for dear life, like holding on to the seat of his kayak. And he's whipping all over the place. And he's like, it's doing it again. It's doing it again. We didn't realize I never unpaired my remote. So even though my remote was controlling my motor, it was controlling Christian's. So he's like 50 feet away, and I'm steering him all over the place, and he can't figure out what's happening. He's hitting all his buttons and just holding on. And because I'm not watching him and I don't know, I'm doing all kinds of wacky stuff, and he's just rah, 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 rah. So we're floating out in the middle of the lake, and you have to, like, in order to unpair a remote, it took us a minute to figure this out. In order to unpair a remote and then pair another one, you have to have, so we had to unpair his motor for my remote while my motor was unplugged, and then he had to repair his while my motor was still unplugged. Then he had to unplug his motor when I plugged mine back in so that we could get the remotes totally separated. It was funny to look up and just see him whip it all over the place, holding on for dear life, thinking the motor was spazzing out. And it's just me.
Silverpunk. Does the XI3 have any drift when in spot lock? My auto boat will sometimes drift 5 feet before it kicks in. I don't notice any problem with it, like pausing before it kicks on. Sometimes I will say the nose is kind of back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that can make it tough when you're trying to use your live scope and stay on a fish, and the fish is swimming this way and your boat's moving this way, and it can get pretty frustrating.
You got to realize too, even if you think you're perfectly still, you're not. And when you hit that spot lock, you're basically, it's triggering to grab a memory. So when you hit that spot lock, it's marking for one spot. So if you're here and you hit that button and you got any kind of drift or anything, you might be like, man, this is right where I want to be. And you hit that spot lock, but it's grabbing a point that's a few feet back or a few feet over, and it's going to adjust you to that spot. So a good trick is to slowly drift past where you want to be and then hit the button a second or two after, and it's naturally going to kind of get you back to pretty much where you wanted to be.
One of the things that drives me crazy about spot lock, though, is like with the wind, right? Because it's or any current, it's going to point you in whatever direction, right? And there's no adjustment. And it's like you want to be casting like right over here, but it's got you pointing this way. Like
that's why I want the swivel seat, 100%. Yep. That's the whole reason.
Well, and I have one on mine, but I wouldn't swivel around on it, like not not a full circle. I would on a Titan though. I would on a Titan X.
I want to see Andrew like take the stuff out of his kayak so he can swing it all the way around. I want to see him in the middle, like just like wee, just like spinning in a circle, holding on.
There's some videos of one of the native team members, Chuck Earls. He's crazy, man. He's a guide on Lake Erie, kayak fishing guide on Lake Erie, and he uses a Titan X. And it was like right when they first came out, and he was at a demo or something or a show, and they had it in a pool, and he's just kind of messing around, and it was like his first time on it, and he's just like he walks all the way around the outside edge of
Oh,
the
that's pretty cool.
like.
He must be a lot smaller than me.
Yeah, I mean he's not a huge guy, no.
I watch Austin Hoover do that, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't have the balance for that.
Yeah, you see like the videos of him on the UMAX.
Yeah, the ones he was posting the other day. Yeah.
Like, oh man, I don't know.
Meanwhile, I'm like leaning over the back of my seat trying to untangle my rudder line.
Yeah, and everybody would ask me, "What's the most stable kayak?" And it's like, well, a kayak is only as stable as the kayaker. It's
facts.
If you're a wobbly person that doesn't have good balance, it's probably not going to be for you standing up. What's he say here? The reason, help me decipher this. The reason I moved to kayak tournament fish is now finding itself into kayak tournament fish.
I think what he's saying is he moved to kayak fishing tournaments to get away from the bass boat nonsense.
Yep.
And now that's finding its way in. And yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I can see that.
And honestly, the biggest, and I'm guilty of this, 100% guilty. The biggest enemy to kayak fishing, especially tournament fishing, making it like that world, is the anglers and fighting with everybody and the negativity on social media and like that part of it, the human part of it. If we can correct that, we won't have nearly as many problems.
It can be easy to get sucked into, though, man. I know. Like,
look at me when I was fighting with Chad. And fighting with Chad implies that he was also fighting with me, and he wasn't. And
right? Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take a step back and just be like, man, I'm the problem, and own it. And we need more of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Ooh, so Silverpunk brought up secondary stability. A lot of people don't even know what that is. And is it okay to mention somebody else's YouTube?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
Bearded Paddler did a video he dropped like 2 days ago about stability, and he goes into that real deep and really breaks it down real well. The secondary stability is something you really need to know about with your kayak. And if you're looking to buy a kayak, find out about it, because Hobie guys will tell you their kayaks are super stable. Them Hobies ain't got no secondary stability. They got stable and kerplunk.
That's what I like about the Titan X. The primary and secondary stability is awesome. What's up, Atlanta Safe House over on TikTok?
The PWR secondary stability has saved me many times. I don't even think about when I lean over the side and stuff. I don't even think about that kayak tipping.
Yeah, I've never really been afraid of tipping in the native. I've almost fallen out a couple times of the Slayer, but I mean, it'll rock a little bit on you, but it's only got so far that it'll go before it pushes back.
I was out fishing with my buddy Trey. That might have actually been in the Hobie. I don't remember, but I was standing up and I was driving with XI3 and I whacked the stump and luckily fell into the seat, but I about went rear end right on out of that thing. He was dying. He thought it was hilarious, but I do stuff like that all the time. Like I'm real comfortable in a kayak. Sometimes too comfortable.
Eric said the Blue Sky 360 is the most stable kayak I was ever on. Barely even a kayak at all.
I would say it's a pontoon boat. That's why.
Yeah, that's that Jackson pontoon kayak thing, isn't it? With like the middle over the water.
I don't think Blue Sky Jackson.
Is it?
I think Jackson has their own, and I think Blue Sky is something separate.
Okay.
I could be wrong. It could be Jackson, but I feel like Blue Sky is its own brand.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay. And but the chair is like over open water or over a platform or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Silverpunk. So the secondary stability on the PWR is you definitely want to learn to trust it, but don't don't ever get comfortable with your secondary stability. Get comfortable with your primary stability and let the secondary stability almost be a surprise. Because as soon as you get comfortable with it, then you'll push it too far. But the PWR will feel like it's going to flip long before it gets even close to flipping, and you'll find that spot.
Yeah,
It's
okay. Yeah,
usually when it's about here.
yeah, it's a Jackson. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I
For
just
some
try to
reason,
keep my head like from if you keep your head in the kayak, right? Then you know what I'm saying? Then
there's been times in the PWR when I'm leaned so far over, my hair can be touching the water,
oh
and
geez.
it hasn't dumped me. I've done some sketchy stuff in the PWR 129.
Okay, yeah, it was a Jackson, or they distributed them, or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was. I knew they had something like that, even if it wasn't. But yeah, like the pontoon yak. I see people make them out of like two pelicans with like street signs and stuff, connecting them
Yeah.
together. Pretty good.
Did you see the one somebody made that's got like 4 trolley motors on the back of it?
Oh God, no, I didn't see that.
Or maybe it was 2. I don't remember. It was a little absurd. I was kind of chuckling.
Great with the primary. I can keep standing while the wake rolls under me. I'm like that on the Slayer. I can motor
Yeah.
around too, while I'm standing up.
I was real comfortable with the primary on the Pro Angler until it.
Yeah.
It's a great video. It's on my channel. Got the whole thing on video. If it's not recorded, it doesn't happen.
And it's like I fished out of that dang Academy Pelican sit-in for so long that and my next kayak was the Slayer Max, and as soon as I pushed off the ramp, okay, stood up immediately. I was like, oh, I've been waiting for this.
The first one I had I could stand up in was my Outback, and I loved that. That's still like I tend to dog on Hobie. Like
Yeah,
they got
you're
some
a
issues these
guy.
days, but the Outback is still one of the greatest kayaks ever made. I think it always will be. Marty Hughes has proven that if it can put up with as much fishing as Marty does, it's good to go. But yeah, the first time I stood up in that thing, I was like, okay, this is a whole new world.
Marty Hughes, that's Kayak Jack, right?
Yep.
I need to get him on here.
Oh, he'll come on. I've got him scheduled for my new podcast. I was like, hey, buddy.
Yeah, he's an OG.
Yes, he is.
Triple OG.
You know who else you should get on is Dennis Spike.
I don't know who that is.
I'll send you a link to a podcast that him and Marty did. He's a character.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm open to having anybody on. Same thing in the comments. Like if you got a guest that you want on here, let me know. And myself or Danny will do whatever we can to get them on here.
Oh, I didn't know there was like a sweet talking side to it. I should have been like, hey, Danny, what can I get out of you, buddy? Like, what about all them slobber knockers you're sitting on?
I think he lost the slobber knockers in the divorce.
Oh no, I should have bought them all.
Yeah, you should have bought them when they had the store. What's your opinion on the Apex fishing kayaks?
I don't even know what that is. I'm not gonna lie.
Neither do I. Me neither. I know there's a one out there that's like oh man, I don't want to bash anybody. It's like a Vibe ripoff, or the people that used to have Vibe or something like that.
Oh, the Camino.
Yeah, it's just another Chinese boat.
I was super interested in that in the line of the Caminos until I realized they weren't going to be made in the U.S.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't know anything about the owner and the Vibe and all that at the time, but they looked cool. But I was like, I've reached a point where I don't want a kayak that's not made here.
Right.
You know? And I love my bona fides. Like if I make a switch, it'll be to Native or another bona fide. Like I don't see myself leaving the Big Adventures brand.
I recommend Native. I mean, I don't hate on Bonafide. They're beautiful boats. They're nice, but there's something about I like the Natives, man. There's I really do. It's like GM, right? Chevy, Cadillac, in my opinion.
When I look at my
Cadillac,
when I look at my PWR and I look at Andrew's Titan, it's like the PWR, I look at it, I'm like, that's a workhorse. And I look at the Titan, and I'm like, that looks like a workhorse, but my God, that's pretty. Now, granted, he doesn't get his kayaks dirty. He's like out there with a toothbrush, making sure there's no little sand particles in any of the channels or
They do
anything.
have the cool design, right, and the lines and stuff. But that's one of the things that had steered me away from them, was because, like, it, and Andrew brings it up too, like the gunnels that point down kind of in the front.
Yeah.
It's like a mental thing, you know what I mean? Like, I like the natives got that wall right there. And it helps for fish too, man. I mean, it helps a lot. Helps
Mm-hmm.
not losing your stuff, you know, all kinds
If
of stuff.
if people buy enough identifiers, maybe I'll switch to a Titan this year.
Yeah. Okay. It sounds like they're flying off the shelf, man. If you haven't seen them, guys, this is the double up right here. This is a custom one, obviously made for me. I've also got a double KBF and another custom one as well. That's a KBF
Yeah.
and a
I
retired.
brought I brought two in here with me that I just did. So here's Jason's.
Okay, there
And
you
he's
go.
he's just got a cool logo.
Let me hold
I
on.
dig that.
Let me see if I don't know how this works yet on the restream. Let me try this. Okay, no, that's not working.
Ooh.
Let me go here. But I want to do just you.
Don't ask me, man. I'm new to all that.
I know
I
you
don't
are.
even know how to work my own yet.
Here, let me just do this. But
Ooh. There you go. But yeah, so there's Jason's. And then my buddy Dane got a new one for here in camo. And his has the normal black topo on it. I mean, look at those things. They just shine, man. And people ask me a lot because they'll see the shine and stuff on video or whatever. They ask if the identifier codes get washed out in the sun. They do not. And they are UV coated. If you have it at an angle and it looks like it's washing out your identifier code, just change that angle just a little bit and it takes that problem right away.
okay, so that's another thing I want to bring up too. So something that I do is I bought a little $12 label maker off Amazon. It Bluetooth to my phone. It's
Mm-hmm.
handheld. And I print my identifier codes on the label maker and I stick them on here. And then when the tournament's over, I peel it off.
Yep. And if you're doing a year-long one like Marty Hughes, the Kayak Jack one, we'll put a code on there. So like if
Okay.
you know you're going to have a code that's going to be all year long, we'll print it right on there so you don't have to worry about it. But for those of you not using labels, you just write on there with a Sharpie and you take some screen wipes, bug spray, whatever, clean it right off. But we will put a permanent code on there if you ask us to. 2026 is a popular one this year. A lot of people are doing the Marty Hughes event.
Let's see. Are those topo backgrounds specific lakes or just a generic print? Could I submit a specific part of a map and print it in the black and gray? And that's one of the things we were kind of talking about doing with mine, but I just went with whatever Steve had on file. Could you do
Yeah. So
that?
yeah. So if somebody chooses topo, like on the list, if you pick a pattern or a background, it's going to have a list of patterns. If you just pick topo off of there, it's going to be the generic ones that I have. But if you put custom and then you drop me, I know you might want to do a screenshot, however you want to do it. You want to do a screenshot, drop me a pin, whatever you want to do. If you let me know the area specifically that you want, I'll find topo for that area and I'll find a way to make it work. It might not look exactly right.
My
But
fishing spot. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah,
Sorry.
like, hey, if you're not in Missouri, I ain't coming there anyway. But yeah, I've had people ask me if I can do topo for specific locations, and I can. Um, Diana, last year had me do vinyl for the back window of her car, and I took her favorite lake and I pulled topo from that, and so her topo on her back window is all from that lake.
We're gonna have to do that on my new truck when I get a truck.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the topo vinyl was that was interesting. There's a lot of weeding that goes into that, but it wasn't too bad.
I bet, man. It sounds like it was fun to stick on too and peel the back off of it.
Yeah, she got it done. I tell you what, once it was on there, I was like, my God, that looks good.
Yeah.
But when she first asked me, I was like, whew, like I get a lot of firsts where I never say no. I might be like, I don't know. But I won't tell you no. I'll try to figure anything out, but I might be like, oh boy, that's a tall one. I don't know. And there's been times where I'm like, I don't know, that's a tall order. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm like, I got it figured out. Like, don't worry about it. It's
Larry said you just did his today, and he sent you a picture for the background.
Yep.
And then Silverpunk said he copied my idea and uses a label maker. And I that wasn't my idea. I copied that from somebody else. I just think it's you don't have to worry about anything washing off or rubbing it off or anything like that. Even though typically like a Sharpie, you don't have that problem anyways, you know?
Yeah, once it's on there and it dries, it shouldn't come off, but you never know. Andrew likes it just because it's easier for him.
It looks good. And I hate
It does look good.
this word with what we do and when we fish and stuff, but it looks more professional.
It does.
You know, it's a lot cleaner.
I would do it too if I could find my label maker.
And nobody can say, "Oh, well, we can't read that." You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Does the ink on the label ever, like if it gets wet, does it mess you up?
No, but I will say if it's something like you leave on there for too long, it won't want to come off the label.
Oh yeah, I bet.
So like I used when I had the double cards, I would like print little funny things and boxes that weren't being used, and yeah, they didn't. That's why my old one has to be retired. What's up, G4?
Somebody asked me the other day what the weirdest thing I've put on an identifier was, and I stopped and thought about it. But my buddy Christian, so my buddy Noah is a chiropractor, Vitality Spine and Sport here in Missouri, and he posted pictures. He was doing like a yoga stretch, some kind of weird pose, and a buddy of ours like cut it into one of those emojis like Andrew likes to do all the time.
Oh, like a sticker?
Yeah. So my buddy Christian has that on his identifier. So every time he uploads a picture of a fish, there's Noah like doing a yoga stretch on his identifier.
That's awesome.
I think that's probably the weirdest thing I've done so far.
I've got an idea. I got to hit you up in Messenger after this. And,
okay.
I like it. Oh God, that's funny. The stickers, man. Those got popular real quick. It's like
our group chat gets real interesting. I don't even know how to make those stickers, but it wouldn't matter because Andrew and the other, they make those things so fast. I don't need to know how to make them.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it so fast, but I figured it out and I made one.
I crack up. My buddy Trey's got stickers of me, like 1 million of them, and he's always dropping them in. Always.
That's funny. That's great. So the topo backgrounds. Yeah, I wanted to do the spot because where I caught my PB largemouth and my PB spots, the spots are so close to each other that I could fit them both on this.
And, we'll have to do that on the next one.
Yeah, I wanted to do that, but I'd been sitting on it for a while, and second tournament's coming up. First tournament for GKBA is coming up, and I just wanted to get something going. That's why I didn't wait. Like, you've got the official logo now. This is just something that I kind of threw together when we were trying to figure something out. So,
well, at first I couldn't get the official logo. It was like it was getting submitted with black background, and like it wasn't separating quite right. And then Larry got me one on a transparent background because converting it to transparent, it just wasn't shaking out quite right. But he got me the one I needed, and now it's good to go.
Yeah, Sham, I'm in a group chat with those guys too. And Sham figured it out. He's an IT guy. He's pretty smart with that kind of stuff. He knows.
I'm good at IT and bad at social media stuff. If I have to do it on my phone, I'm just like, ugh.
When Larry said it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I got it right here," and then he sent it to him.
Yeah, I am not like people think a lot that because I do these things, a lot of people will reach out to me like, "Hey, do you want to design my logo and stuff?" I'll tell you right now, I am not a graphic artist. I find a way to make it work. I am not. One of these days, I will like go take a Photoshop class or something, but that's not me.
Yeah, no, I'm not the designer or editor or anything like that. Like when I found CapCut, I was blown away. I was like, oh man, I should have a long time ago.
I struggle with CapCut. Like editing on my phone, I sound so old, but editing on my phone like frustrates me. And I was real excited about edits because I like that you can put the captions and stuff on there. And then I just realized the other day that DaVinci Resolve will do that for me too. So now when I'm editing my shorts and I'm doing my long form, I edit my shorts at the same time in DaVinci. And now I can just be like, hey, do that. And it generates out my captions the same way that edit does. And it's faster and easier on the computer.
Yeah. I like the CapCut because, like, you see, like, my style of stuff where it's like I kind of show maybe a hook set or holding up a fish, releasing it back in the water, and it's like I like the templates, and
Mm-hmm.
some of them I've gotten pretty good at like blending it so that like I can keep using the same clip, and it just kind of has the transition in the middle or somewhere, and it kind of blends and looks cool. But
If I sat down with Andrew for like 15 minutes and he was like, "Hey grandpa, let me," and Andrew showed me how he does all his stuff with it, I'd
yeah,
be using it in a second cuz honestly, Andrew's like skits and everything else, he cranks them out fast, but all his stuff is just good.
yeah,
My friend said like I get people all the time like, "Hey, check out this dude's video." And I'm like, "Oh, look. It's Andrew."
yeah, I know, right?
Like I saw that before he posted it. Cool.
It's funny because I've got people that like they don't fish, right? And we're friends, and when they see something funny that's fishing related on their feed or something, they always send it to me. And it's like 9 times out of 10, it's like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, it's weird. And nobody like nobody knows me for my content. I didn't see that coming when I started Trash Panda Decals. Everybody knows me for the identifiers, which I'm cool with.
Yeah.
But like I had somebody say to me the other day, like, "Oh, I didn't even know that you made fishing content."
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, man, in my mind, that's my main thing.
Yeah. Well,
I called
this
I
might be
called
your thing.
it might be. I've always called that the side hustle.
I love this one, man. This is I'm just gonna keep showing it off.
It really is sweet, man. I almost didn't send it to you.
I know that thing is awesome.
Silverpuck's comment.
Yeah. The boat
I,
ramp police. Tell us about the boat ramp police, Steve.
listen, man, these people cannot park. Like, I listen. If I pull into the parking lot and you're like crooked or something, I care less. I don't care if you back in with your trailer, pull in with your trailer. I don't care. Just park where you're supposed to. Like when I roll into a boat ramp, there's somebody in the middle of the lot, and I'm just like, or in the loading zone or something. Like, what are you doing? So the main reason I started, first of all, it triggers people. Anytime I post a video at a boat ramp and I'm like, this guy doesn't know how to park, people get so mad, especially when they realize I'm a kayak angler and the bass boat guys see it. They go nuts. So I'm trolling people a lot with those videos. But the main reason I started posting them is because I mostly do it at local areas where I know people watch my stuff. Because I'm hoping that Billy Bob sees his truck on there getting called out and maybe he don't park there again. My favorite was I went to a lake first time I'd ever been there, and it wasn't even the parking lot. There's hardly is a parking lot, but I was out fishing, and I'm like 6 feet from the bank, and there's 4 people loaded up in this like aluminum V-hull boat, and they cut between me and the bank.
Oh,
And he
man.
says to me, he goes, "Hey man, I'm coming through," and you can see me on video. I'm like here, like between me and the bank. And I've been catching fish the whole time I'm sitting there, and it's annoying them. They're not catching anything. I can see it. And he's like, "Yeah, you don't own the lake." And I was like, "Hold up." I was like, "I don't think I own the lake, but like, you don't have to cut me off." And he goes, "Well, where else should I go?" And literally the whole lake is behind me. And I was like, "I don't know, around." So like, he's like mouthing at me now, and I'm like, don't don't say stuff that's going to get you demonetized. Like just let it roll. This this bass boat behind me starts chewing him out. I hear F bombs coming over my shoulder. At first I thought they were talking to me. But the best part was, so I get the whole thing on video, and because I'm so close to the bank, there he is in HD, just like looking at me, him and his sons or whatever. So as soon as I get home, I get that thing up on YouTube, and I'm like, rude boaters cut off kayak hangers, whatever it was. This dude was so triggered that he had wrote down or taken a picture of my kayak, my YouTube channel, looked me up, and was waiting for that video to drop. It was 5 minutes at most after I posted it. He's in the comments. And it's not just him, it's his wife. So like he's in the comments, his wife is in the comments. And like the world just starts roasting them. And then the dudes that were in the boat behind me, they show up in the comments. And it was great
Great.
because that guy goes fishing at that lake like 3 times a week. So if I ever go back, which I may not, it was an okay lake, but if I ever go back, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to run into him and I'm going to play that video for him as he cuts me off next time. I'm going to be like, here's 1.0, let's film 2.0.
Yeah, dude, I had one this summer. I just kind of looked at him, just kind of did this and just went on about my day because it just really honestly wasn't worth it to me. But I'm on the electric only reservoir and I'm fishing. There's a little bit of grass in this electric only spot, and I'm fishing this grass line, and here comes this dude in a sit-in paddle kayak, and he's coming, he's coming, he's coming. He's moving pretty quick too. He's coming towards me, and I'm telling myself, I'm like, there's no way, right? There's no way he's about to do what I think he's gonna do. He's gonna go behind. He's got to go behind me, right? He's gonna go behind me. Okay, he's got fishing poles. Yeah, he's definitely gonna go behind me.
Yeah, he's a fisherman. He knows. He's a kayak angler.
No, sure as the sun was bright that day, dude. He right in between me and where I was fishing, and I was like, "Come on, dude."
What kind of kayak was it?
I think it might have been like a Perception or something like that. It was a sit-in for sure.
Did he have the, like my buddy's Outlaw? Did he have that like net on the front that Outlaws have, like that stretchy net you
like
pull over to hold your stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So, because I'd have been real tempted if there's a handle or a net or something to just hook him because he ain't got a motor. Like, what's he gonna do? I'm gonna hook him with my braid, and I'm gonna get a good drag set on him, and then I'm just gonna go in reverse, and I'm just gonna tow him. And the whole time I'm towing him, be like, dude, just unhook it from your kayak. I can't hear you. Just unhook it. And I'm just gonna tow him with his paddle kayak all over the place and be like, I'm better than you.
Start with me. And he said, no, I mean, it might not have been a Perception or something, but it wasn't nothing like what most of us fish on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but, and we're not begrudging him. We're only making fun of him because he was being a jerk.
If it floats, it fishes. I mean, my old boat wasn't.
Turds float, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, my old kayak wasn't nothing special, although it was.
Neither was mine.
The most rigged out sit-in kayaks that I could carry 6 rods. I had a big graph in front of me.
I started out in I always say it was either an Old Town or a Sundolphin because it's been so long I can't even remember. But like my first upgrade was fishing out of a Dagger whitewater kayak.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, still a sit inside, and I was fishing in on the Atlantic Ocean and stuff, man. Like
that's wild.
Yeah, we all started out with basic kayaks for the most part.
Yeah, the dudes that was funny. The dudes at the boat ramp parking lot, because that was
triggers
I love
them.
seeing the people in the comments, dude. You know what I mean? Like you said, it triggers them. And
the other good one I had a guy in a bass boat. I'm literally again like 10 feet from the bank, and it's full of stumps and everything else. Like nobody would drive through there, and he's like motoring between me, and so I just stopped fishing. I wasn't going to say anything to him, and he's just like, "Sup?" I'm like, "Oh God, now he's done it." And I was like, "Just waiting for you, man. Can't fish if you're driving between me." And he's like, "You're in the creek channel," and I'm surrounded by trees. There's no channel, and I said, "I think the creek channel's out there, buddy." He goes, "No, it's here." And I said, "Well, creek channel, it's like a clear path to drive your boat." And he goes, "Yeah, it's here." And I'm like, "You're bouncing off trees, home skillet, like 10 feet." Yeah, I said, "You're in Narnia, man. 10 foot that way is the creek channel."
You're already over the river. You're through the woods now.
Yeah, I got him on video too. I love having video. And every once in a while, it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, I'll go back and watch something and I'll be like, all right, maybe I was the jerk in that situation. And then I'll post it anyway. You know, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but it doesn't happen often.
I've got one good one of somebody. They were, I was fishing these docks right here, and they come around the corner, and they're in like a John boat, you know, and they're fishing the docks coming towards me. And I'm like, whatever, we'll just pass each other, right? So I'm just kind of I'm facing the shore. My camera is pointing at me and has the view behind me, and you can see them come behind me, and because I'm not watching them, right? And then next thing you know, I see a lure. Like, oh, come on, dude, are you serious?
That it makes me more mad when a lure lands like right next to me than when they just drive through. I don't know why.
Now, when I'm fishing with my friends, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean? Especially if they're
Yeah.
scoping, like see a fish up by me and they want to cast to it. That's fine. I don't
Or if
care.
they ask, like
Some,
even if they're not friends, if
some,
somebody's like, "Hey, can I cast up in there?" I don't care.
yeah, right. The comment I hear the most from boat guys is, "Man, you got that thing decked out." Yeah, same thing. Man, you got quite the setup there.
My answer is always the same. Thanks, man. I like it. You should see the other guys. Like,
Yeah,
because mine to somebody who isn't in it looks so complicated. But then I look at like someone like yours or Thad's or somebody else's, and I'm like, mine don't seem that decked out.
yeah. I mean, mine's not that serious. I got two graphs, but I mean, I guess I've done a little bit here and there.
The two graphs is honestly like that's what sets it apart. It doesn't even have to be complicated, but when you add the two graphs, it just looks so much
It
more
gives
decked out.
a look. Yeah, it does. Even when I've got the cover on it, like I've got the graphs off of it, obviously, but the cradles are still there. And I put the cover on it. It looks like a little speedboat under there, like, and that looks like the windshield.
When I look at like Austin Hoover's XTR, I don't even know how to fish from that.
No,
I
he's
wouldn't
got
know
the
what to do with all that.
yeah, right.
I did like Chad's everything on one remote though. The motor, the power pole, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was real cool. I do. Hopefully, my wife's sleeping and she can't hear me. But I will when I upgrade to a Titan because it's only a matter of time. I'll probably get two bigger screens. But
I mean, you got
I'll,
to.
I'll probably like switch them up. I won't do both Garmin's. I might do one of the new Humminbird units for map and side scan and stuff because
Hmm.
I do like the Humminbird side scan better than the Garmin. And then I'll use my Garmin for forward facing sonar because I don't have to get everything for the Garmin already. I can just get a new screen. You know what I mean? I don't have to get.
I'm a Lowrance guy, just because it's what I've always had. But there's something about the screen on the Humminbird that just looks like it's better than everybody else.
Yeah,
Like the display.
the Explore. I like the Explore, and really, man, like messing with them at the shows and stuff on the displays. And you might know, I think it's like refresh rate or something like that, maybe. But when you
Yeah.
in like on the map real fast, it zooms right in. There's no lag, there's no blotchy anything, no pixelation or anything like that. It's just as quick as you can zoom, it's right there with it. And
Yep. A lot of it's the screen type now too.
I think that's real impressive, and it looks nice too.
It just looks so crisp.
Do two 12s on the Titan X.
That would be interesting.
Or two 12s and a 10, or two 12s and a 9.
Man, the amount of stuff you're gonna have to do around the house to make that okay.
It won't be at the house, my friend. It'll be at work in the shop. Turning hours. I had to be turning some mad hours to do something like that.
You're gonna be rigging a lot of kayaks.
If I had the money, I'd definitely put a 12-inch on mine. It's hard to see on a 9. See, I
Yep.
mean, really hard for, I don't know. I guess I can say, I think I see pretty good out to 120 feet. But Silverpunk, I've also got the LVS 34, and you've got the, what is it? Eagle Eye? Is that what it is?
I looked at those.
Sonar, yeah, man. And if it's something that you're going to get into, I definitely don't recommend getting that one because you're going to wish you had the Garmin or the Active Target, because you can just see it that much better, even on a 9-inch screen.
I struggle with a 7. I would love to have a 9. It's kind of funny how that works. If you have a 7, you want a 9. If you have a 9, you want a 12.
Yeah, bigger's always better, right?
Hmm.
You always want the next one up. Uh, the poor man's life scope. I had two 7s, and for whatever reason, I didn't really need to, but I had to. And then I got the Garmin's with a whole plan to do live scope, Well, and I just wanted them to match, so I got two nines. Um, but I'll probably sell those guys. I tried the Eagle Eye immediately went to the LVS 34. Yeah, I mean, if it's yeah, if you want to see the distance and you want to see the detail, you're gonna want that LVS 34 or the Active Target 2 and I haven't tried the Mega Live 2, but maybe even that.
The most interesting thing about the Eagle Eye is that it's going to bridge that gap. So like it's the first budget live scope, but like there's going to be budget
Right.
live scope that only gets better from here.
And he probably would have never tried Live Scope if they wouldn't have come out with it, and now he's probably going to buy another one, and now they got his money twice.
Yeah, it's like a crack dealer. That first one's free and then they got you hooked.
Uh, LVS 34 is far superior. I have a 12 and one 16. It happens to everyone. Yeah, the LVS 34 is the jam, dude. It really is. Um, like I said, I see them pretty good, 120 feet out on the kayak, and that's with a 9 inch. That's with the UHD2, 93 SV, and the GLS 10 and the LVS 34.
120 feet is pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, honestly. And I know that I could see them a little bit better if I had a bigger screen because like it's the processors in them or whatever, like you said, and
Hmm.
it's just a little bit better clarity, stuff like that. Like I can pick them out of brush piles and stuff too. I can see them real well on the bottom. Um, it's yeah, I like it. As fun as the Eagle Eye 9 is, I can't imagine the addiction with something like Active Target 2 or that new setup they came out with. Lawrence has that new transducer. It's like almost like Live 360 or something like that. But I don't know. You got to have it tuned up, I guess, because you really got to make sure you're casting in the right spot, man. And Silverpunk will tell you that your accuracy is very important when you're using forward-facing sonar.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm like Tom Brady out there with my casts.
you've really, if there, it's you've got to be lined up with them and hit it in that spot because just a little bit off to one side, and you're, it's really not even near them. You know what I mean? Like you're not even going to show the fish the bait.
Yeah.
That was the toughest thing to get through for me was making sure I was getting it in front of them and making sure they saw it because just the littlest being off just the littlest whichever way and it never gets in front of their face.
I
It
know
was
if I
the
get live scope, I'm just going to be able to watch them ignore me.
Yeah, that was the first thing to and that was another thing like struggling to get through was like watching them ignore it or watching them follow it and then turn away or whatever any of that stuff. I mean, and it's still kind of hard because they'll be on it, man. You'll be like, "Oh, I'm about to get bit," and then as soon as you get like ready for them to bite, they don't bite.
Or you get like a 7, 8, 10 pounder, like it's a big bass and it won't eat. And you could spend your whole day just like chasing that fish all around the lake, watching it not eat because it's there. Whereas if you didn't have the live scope, you might never know that fish was there and you're off having a better day of fishing because you're not welded to that fish. I weld into spots enough on my own.
Yeah, yeah. And he said it's like Wyatt Earp said, "Speed is nice, but accuracy is everything." Yep, that's right there, dude. Because I'm telling you now, that stuff was tough. And not doing like I said way earlier about the zombie mode stuff, man. Getting stuck. It's easy to get stuck on fish that ain't eating, and so
Hmm.
got to pack it up and move on. You can always come back to them and fish them again. Especially us, we're on kayaks. We're not going to be that far away.
Yeah.
That's like I told some people one time. They asked like, "How many hours does it take me to fish all my spots?" It's like, man, all my spots are pretty close to each other. I'll pick 10 or 12 different spots to fish, and I'll just rotate those suckers. They're not that far from each other. Sometimes I'm not even that far away from the boat ramp.
Depending on where I am, I'll run 10, 15 miles a lot of days. Just depends, especially on like the river. But
Yeah,
yeah,
river.
and I'll make some runs.
Yeah, he said you learn pretty quick to give up on the non biters. That's right, Eric. You got to. You have to. Otherwise, it's not going to help you. If you want it to help you, then you got to know when to leave those fish behind. Yep.
Yeah, Yeah, really the only thing I think that everybody in Missouri should buy live scope, but that's just because we got Randy B here. And I'm hoping if everybody buys one, he'll leave. He can go be some other state's problem.
What's the farthest you've went on a run?
Uh, over the course of a day, 20, 22 miles. I've done that. One way, about 12 or 13. It's probably the
One,
furthest I've
one
gone.
way for me would be from the Thompson Creek boat ramp to the War Hill Park boat ramp. I went there and back, and I still had 30% left on my battery for my motor.
I've run far enough on a river to kill my 100 amp hour battery on the XI3, but I was going upriver and it wasn't crazy current, but I literally ran like 15, 16 miles at higher speed until the battery tapped out and then I floated back down. What's
Dang.
crazy now is I'll go 12, 13 miles, one way with the motor. But when I was younger in that sit inside kayak, that Dagger, I'd be out in the bay and I'd go 6, 7, 8 miles without blinking and then paddle back. I can't even imagine paddling that now.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't, dude. I don't. I mean, I'll paddle. Like when the water gets too shallow, I'll go somewhere and purposely paddle. But I ain't paddling far. And Silverpunk, that was that boat ramp from Thompson Park to War Hill. That was a dark to dark day right there. I started fishing when it was dark, and I finished when it was dark.
That's the best.
I consumed a whole box of Uncrustables that day.
I ate all my snacks.
An entire box.
I don't know who Jimmy Easterling is. Should I know who that is?
No, I mean, I don't know who that is either. He balanced.
Apparently, he's here in Missouri.
Yeah, he must be a scoper. So we know where to find Trash Panda Decals, obviously. TrashPandaDecals.com. If you want to get your double up, that's where you go. Or you're simple. Show off the simple ones again because some people think that this is too much.
Well, and what I found so amusing is he was telling me that I should do stuff that was basic. It should be pure. It's all about the identifier. Like his whole point was it should be nothing but the identifier.
Yeah,
But then
the code.
But then he tried to push people to one of my competitors who always puts their logo on everything. And I was like, well, mine has nothing on it, including my logo, and it costs less. So if you want basic, I'm still the best option.
He also thinks that bringing your toddler with you to a tournament gives you an advantage.
That's true. Some people even believe that putting stickers on bump board fences. So, like this little sticker here, this makes my fish longer. Didn't you know?
That's that sticker's too thick, man. It's adding length to your fish.
Some of the stuff, I think when I do my podcast, I'm going to do like a 4-thing quiz. I'm going to have my guest. I was thinking about this today at work when I should be doing productive things. It was like in my head. Every week, I'm going to find 4 ridiculous comments on the internet, like on social media. And I'm going to like pick one that's the real one. And then I'm going to have like 3 fakes and see if my guest can figure out which ridiculous thing that was said is the real thing.
Like who wants to be a millionaire, but it's another word that I can't say on the air.
That's right.
All right. TrashPandaDecals.com. Get your identifiers. Get your billboards, your sponsor cards. He can make these too. He can make anything you want, guys.
Pretty much.
The options on these things are endless. So check them out, man. I mean, and the finish on that, like I said, you can use a Sharpie. You can use the label maker for the really clean look on there. He'll put your logos on there for you. But where can we find Steve Billington, the content creator?
You can find me at Steve Billington Fishing everywhere. And actually, I did not know I was going to be able to stream this also to my YouTube channel. And when I logged in, it asked me to. That was pretty cool. So it should be streaming on my YouTube channel too, which might be the first time my channel's ever been live.
Perfect.
So,
cool.
Yeah, Steve Billington Fishing everywhere.
Good deal. Good deal. We've been going about 2 hours. Steve, thanks for coming on.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for being you. I think you're an awesome. You're a good friend. I love having you part of my daily routine right here. We're in group chats together and stuff, and you're a good teammate and a good friend.
You too, buddy.
You're an okay fisherman, you know.
I'm a mediocre fisherman, but boy, do I have fun doing it.
Yeah, the Sharpie will wash off with some rubbing alcohol. That's right.
Yep.
And it won't take the finish off.
Nope.
Have to worry about that. It does come. What I tell people, he wraps them up real nice, sends them with some really nice Velcro. But like he said, the double ups, you should drill a hole in it
And
and
bolt it.
Yeah, I just use a little M6 10mm head bolt, and that's what I use on mine. This one's obviously brand new. I haven't drilled a hole in it yet.
Yeah. There's my bolt right there. Goes right on through.
If anybody's fishing this weekend, you are brave. I'll be out there, but I highly doubt that I won't.
Unless you're in Florida, you're not brave if you're in Florida.
Probably won't be out there.
I won't be.
I haven't been, like I said, maybe 40 minutes fishing this year, and it was miserable.
I got out for those couple hours on that creek adventure and didn't catch anything, but that's the only time I've been out so far.
Yeah. It's been cold, man. It's been windy. Like I can deal with the cold if it's not windy and the sun's out, you know. Kind of help me stay warm. I've got the stuff to keep my body warm. It's my hands because I don't like to wear gloves. I do sometimes, but I don't really prefer it.
I don't like it either. Not on my fingertips.
But so all right, you guys, we're gonna get out of here. Tune in. Danny and the boys will be back tomorrow night with another great show. They'll have way more people in the chat. We're pretty good though. I think we had about 22 people in here at one time.
That's awesome. I love that.
It's growing every week. It grows. I wish I could get
awesome.
everybody to comment that watches. But all right, you guys, we couldn't do the show without our awesome viewers and our live Wellians. We appreciate you guys that always watch with us and hang out. And y'all have a good week. Stay warm, and we will see you.